Five-time world champion Raymond van Barneveld has been knocked out of the Players' Championship finals at the first round stage here in Minehead. Ian Diamond White beating him on the decider after Barney had missed 2 match darts. And Ian White will play either John Henderson or Darren Johnson in tomorrow's second round. Well, let's go downstairs now and hear from Ned Boulton, who's been talking to Simon Whitlock after his 6-3 victory over Christian Kist.
Well, one game down here in Reds on the second board and one winner confirmed already. And, well, that was very, very, very impressive work, Simon, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know, I'm happy with that game. You know, I know Christian's been struggling with his game lately, but he played a really good match and kept the game honest. But I was really happy the way I played then.
You've had a good year. I mean, this hasn't come from nowhere, has it? You consider your final in Dublin in the World Grand Prix, but even before that, you won on the Pro Tour, didn't you, a Players' Championship event?
Yeah, I've won 3 tournaments this year, and yeah, my form's been great this year. You know, I just doing my best. You know, I practice every week. I play every tournament I can. Just looking to play darts every week.
How does it feel to be playing down here rather than on the big stage? Because normally Whitlock's a man for the big stage, isn't he? Normally one of the first names that goes up there. Is it different for you playing down here?
I've played loads of games here, believe it or not.
Have you?
I don't really like this stage, but, you know, it's been friendly to me tonight, so I'm happy.
Yeah, and you're in a good place just generally. I mean, obviously, it kind of shows on the hockey that you just look super relaxed, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, I'm quite relaxed, confident. You know, my game's great at the moment. I can't say any more. You know, the head's good, so everything's going well.
Yeah, and you're getting plenty of sleep, right? You're not doing anything stupid like staying up all night watching that cricket series that's going on between England and Australia at the moment, huh?
You know what? I haven't watched one ball yet, but I want to watch it. But yeah, I've got to get my sleep and prepare for darts. So yeah.
You should do just that, but they look very good. Everything in working order. Well done, Simon. Smooth progression. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. See you later.
Well, that beauty sleep has done him some good, hasn't it? On board 2 at the moment, Gerwyn Price of Wales is 4-2 up against Jimi Hendricks, the captain from the Netherlands. First to 6, remember that. Well, next up for us on the main stage are Mensur Suljovic and Andy Boulton. Mensur's highlights in the Players' Championship events this year were on back-to-back days in Dublin in September, a 9-dart finish and a semi-final place, followed by a win the following day. That helped him to 5th in the rankings, which counts for this weekend. But here's John McDonald to get the players out on the stage.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the action. This is the Mr. Green Sport Players' Championship Finals, coming to you from Butlins, Minehead! Yes, a very special welcome to our viewers joining us live on ITV and the millions of viewers joining us around the world. It's time to meet the players. Ladies and gentlemen, the X Factor, Andy Boulton! And now, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Champions League, the gentle Mensur Suljovic.
Well, this is a debut for Andy Boulton in this tournament, but he's Stoke-born, Scotland-based player. Is nicknamed the X Factor, so we're hoping ITV's a good home for him this weekend. It's time to get back down to Alan and to John.
Well, we will see, Jackie, but Mensur Suljovic has been throwing really well. 45 years old, based in Austria, Vienna to be precise. And he had his first big championship win, the Champions League of Darts, earlier this year. And you can see he's hoisted himself in the PDC Order of Merit all the way up to a ranking of number 5 in the world. Idiosyncratic sort of throwing style, but he's improved that over the last couple of years. He's got a greater rhythm and perhaps a bit more purpose into his throwing, a bit more self-belief. And he'll be a big favourite to beat this fella, Andy Boulton. Now lives up in Scotland. PDC ranked number 62, so on paper anyway, you'd have to go for Mensur.
Yeah, Mensur's used to the bigger stage, isn't he? He's now a champion. Now got very good following as well. Certainly one of the crowd favourites because of the way he acts on stage, his smile. Certainly a very popular winner.
Well, the outpouring of emotion when he won that final in Cardiff was one of the abiding memories of 2017.
Yeah, definitely one of the moments of the year. It really was. He's a very tough cookie to beat. You take away all that, he really is a top-class player. That's why he got up to number 5 in the world. He's also number 5 in this Players' Championship Order of Merit.
Stephen Bunting awaits in the next round. Stephen Bunting, who beat Benito van der Pas, who didn't produce one of his better performances today, but Bunting getting right back to his best, isn't he?
Yes, he
Considering a few months ago he was beginning to question his future as a professional darter, he's really starting to throw some good arrows again.
Well, Stephen's hardest opponent 6 or 8 months ago was himself. Now he's producing the darts we're used to seeing from him.
Yeah, good to see as well. And it'll be
Robert Thornton in the same position as well.
Indeed.
He played great today.
Another winner this afternoon.
Really hit a 9-darter, double 12, just on the wire. And then nearly lost the match. Incredible ending.
Still got a few more moving parts than one or two of the other players. Mensur Suljovic has that sort of lean forward style and the slight pirouette as he lets his darts go.
You don't want to get too close. One on the shin.
The back leg has a bit of a twitch, doesn't it? Complete sellout here this weekend. 5,500 people watching in Butlins.
60.
And the other room as well, over on stage 2.
Usual party atmosphere.
They sell the tickets very quickly, don't they, for the 2 events down here, the UK Open and
60.
this Players' Championship event.
So 110 for the opening leg for Mensur. Looking at treble 20 for starters. And he's got it. There's the single 18, now double 16 for a 110 checkout.
78. And he requires
Well, Bolton's got a lot to do, but it is doable. Obviously got to hit the first dart, but it's all about the lie as well. No, not to be. So Mensur will return.
Interesting pronunciation.
Mensur requires 32.
Getting ready for the karaoke tonight.
It's your the Serbian in your breeding, Moza. 32, double 16. Yes, that's the one he's looking for.
Mensur Suljovic. Sung like he's handed it through first. He won.
Jimi Hendrix just took 115 out on the bull on board number 2. Now 5-4 down against Gerwyn Price, who's got the darts and may well trying here to close out the match in this leg.
Oh, this is good darts from Mensur.
140.
140 apiece. Step back.
He's become very popular with the fans, Mansour, hasn't he?
Yes, and it's a strange one, isn't it? As you mentioned a few years ago, he was a lot slower, and the crowd kind of got on his back a little bit. He's completely turned all that around. Fair play to him, he's producing some fabulous darts.
He's got that little idiosyncratic manner, the twitching of the fingers just before he throws the darts as well.
It's different, isn't it? There's nobody else throws like him. That's what I like about the throw. It's very rarely you get two players who throw very similar.
Just watch this right hand as he prepares to let the dart go. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And every time he's doing the same. There you go.
Strange, isn't it? But
whatever suits. Whatever suits.
Yeah, absolutely. If it works, you keep doing it.
It's like the flick of the golf club on the tee, or the patting of the bat in the crease. Plenty of analogies in sport. It's whatever serves you best.
Absolutely. Some of them are wonderful to hear, aren't they? People wearing certain lucky socks and all the strange things that they can do preparing for the match. Nadal's one of my favourites when he does all the touching of the bottles and moves them round and puts them back, and it's brilliant, it really is. It just makes you wonder what's going on in his head.
Time on Suljovic's side. Gerwyn Price has got a dart for the match on the other board. He's missed it. He was looking for double top. And the Iceman is not through quite yet.
I was staring at you vigorously there, John.
You were the Iceman, weren't you, Alan?
Well, this
appropriation of nicknames.
Boulton's not on a finish, so there's no drama here, but he's made a bit of pickle.
33.
Well, he's left a double.
No finish though for Boulton. 168 is a bogey number.
They managed to get to one semi-final on the Players' Championship season out of the 22. Players' Championship 11, which is probably the one that qualified him for this event by getting to that semi-final. 3,000 in prize money for that one alone.
Comes in ranked number 60 on the Players' Championship standings. Mansour is standing
99.
exactly the same as his ranking, number 5.
It just shows you his qualities are improving. It's a wonderful year.
40.
Certainly that breakthrough TV win. Certainly one of the highlights of his complete career. That's yet to be fully written.
And he's getting more self-confidence all round, isn't it? He's worked on his English. He's communicating now happily, speaking in English.
85.
And with that, people are warming to him. He's got a happy-go-lucky manager in Mark Elkin.
Yeah, from another player's point of view as well, it's not a player you want to play because, you know, the things that he does you mentioned before.
Well, it's the idiosyncrasies, isn't it?
Yeah, and just obviously playing at a higher level than he was a year and a half ago.
Of darts, that there is no actual specialised coaching. But if you were going to give advice as to how to throw a dart, you wouldn't be saying do it like Mansour, would you?
Well, there's no textbook one, is there?
But that's why other players find him difficult, isn't it? Because if you look at him and analyse him, you'd think he's doing too much wrong.
Yeah.
How's he throwing so well?
That's right. It's just one of those things that works for him, isn't it? But I totally understand what you mean there. I mean, if he was trying to tell somebody who'd never picked up a dart before how to play,
16.
we'd probably pick, like we said before, we'd probably pick a Steve Beaton or a John Law throw, probably, because you just stood there throwing straight.
Gary Anderson, who's throwing later on tonight, another lad with a nice style. Beaton's probably the best of the lot. Still in the game, going for his 17th World Championship, Steve Beaton, this year.
Like
on the spin.
We like a bit of diversity, don't we?
57.
Andy Boulton yet to throw at a double. giving himself a chance here though. Needs another one for double 10. So unless Mensah misses tops, he won't be getting another visit.
Well, this is for 3-0 and a holder throw. Double 20. Nicely done. 3 out of 7 on the doubles for Mensah, and he's 3-0 up, and he's absolutely taking this one at a canter. He's not throwing anything like the darts that he's capable of producing, but he's not being pushed.
Well, strange as well, isn't it, when you talk about the things he does. He was almost apologetic to himself for not playing his best darts despite leading 3-0.
He's trying to rev himself up. You can see him talking to himself. He's a big one for giving himself a bit of advice and a bit of a mental kicking to say, come on, come on, come on.
Giving himself an Austrian talking to.
98.
Native language German. Ned Boulton's fluent in German. He'd be able to chat away to him quite happily.
I think he's done an interview with him, hasn't he?
He did.
German last year or year before.
Bit of bilingual stuff. Here's something not many people would know. I mean, a lot of people know that Ned Boulton is a great authority nowadays on cycle riding and does his one-man show around the country. He's also a man who used to act on German television.
Man of many talents, just like you, John.
My German's poor.
Can you ride a bike?
Well, I have been known to. As far as German's concerned, I can just about manage to order a beer, and that's about it.
That's never a bad thing.
So, Suljovic with a chance of a check-out here to make it 4-0. He doesn't have to, because Boulton not on a finish, so he might just set up.
Yeah, he's got the option. Yeah, he's just having a check.
Well, there you see, a treble 17 bullseye would be the way to do it, but is he going to go for it?
Looks like it.
Well, having got it, surely he's going to go for it.
No, he's not. He's going to go for big 18. Oh, small 18. Thank you, Mensah.
Good call, Alan.
Good leave, good leave.
Well, Boulton is just not throwing anything like what he is capable of doing. He's only had one throw of over a ton 40. He's averaging 76 and hasn't had a darter to double yet. And Suljovic now with double 16 can go 4-0.
Yeah, Andy's struggling with himself, isn't he? Just can't seem to get himself going at all. Mensah is just plodding on.
Well, he's not pulling up any trees, is he? But he's just doing what's necessary, and he's not being pushed. It's almost like a practice session for Mensah.
Yeah, break after this leg. Looks like it could be 5-0. Andy Boulton should really stay on the stage, trying to get himself going, or at least get something out of the match.
Well, you'd sense that it's already slipped away from him here, but if it goes to 5-0 with only one more required, surely that's going to be just about it.
Plant one in the middle.
60.
Not quite. Well, a chance for Andy Boulton here. He's got the throw. Started with a 1-3-4.
100.
Was it with a ton? Needs to get a leg on the board for his own confidence.
Well, for his own pride as well.
And a few other things as well.
The last thing anybody would want to do is to slink away having been absolutely annihilated.
Especially when you've just not performed. That's
well,
he's
he's a better player than this, isn't he?
Yeah, he's obviously earned the right to be here. You know, he's been here most of the day practicing, getting ready for this moment, and you get up there and it just doesn't happen.
Crowd entertaining themselves, really. There's not a huge amount of drama coming from the stage at the moment.
Well, that's it.
100.
Just slowly plodding on, averaging just over 90. 1-8 on the doubles.
At last.
140.
His second 140 of the match.
Well, I'd like to think Could probably have a dart at the double here, but you just never know. Mensah 1-4-1. We can't take it out. And Andy Boulton makes sure he has a throw at the double. Hasn't had one yet.
65.
Well, this is for a leg.
78.
78 needed. He's looking at treble 18. So 20 to leave tops. This is for a leg. No.
38.
Not to be. It's always difficult. One when you're 4-0 down, and two when you've not actually thrown at a double in the match. It's almost begging for it to go in more than trying to get it in that double top there. Very difficult.
20 to leave tops. This is for 5-0. And it's done. 5 out of 9. And Mensah leads Boulton, staring defeat in the face now. Suljovic.
99.
And it's looking likely already. He's pretty much taken the throw away from Andy Boulton already. Do with 180. Not had one yet.
140.
It's third 140.
Nod of the head, but that's probably more for what's happened in the previous 5 legs.
All sorts of fancy dress around Butlins through the weekend.
98.
Is that Freddie Mercury? I think it's supposed to be.
He looks rather happy with himself, doesn't he?
99.
Got Jimi Hendrix on stage tonight. Not a rock star.
164 for the match for 6-0. No, not this time. So Boulton will come back, looking for Shanghai to at last get himself a leg.
100.
Treble, single, double. It's the way to go.
Determined. There's a treble for tops. Mensah will return.
60.
So 64. 16s and 8s will be the target. Either or. Well, that'll do. Double 8. Just checking, it's in the treble 16, so double 8 for the match. This is for 6-0. Well, thank you very much. An easy evening's work for Big Mensah. The gentleman from Austria goes through into the next round. Andy Boulton here today. I'm afraid he just didn't play. Mensah Suljovic wins.